Tell us what your understanding is.
Of YouTube?
Of anything. Oh, begin there with the screens and what.
The main thing about YouTube is that instead of watching regular TV or whatever, you got to watch whatever's there. YouTube, you can get and put what you watch normally and how you want things. If it's a certain political view, you can watch just that view and not have to worry about listening to anybody else's. And you got all your information right there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I like about it.
What are your favorite sources of information?
I watch a lot of the First Amendment auditors.
Me too.
That's one of the main ones I listen to and everything, and it's changed my view. And I've learned a lot about the Constitution.
Do you live here?
Huh?
Do you live here? Do you reside here?
Yeah, I'm right here.
I'm gonna give you my email. Okay, yeah, we're drifting away, and I've been very pro immigrant rights. However, they don't teach them to respect the Bill of Rights when they get here, and then a lot of them are being put into positions of power, and they don't understand freedom.
No.
It's so sad, and they need to have freedom because they, of all people, should care about freedom because they're not white and they're in the New World Order, and so they're being taught to worship money. I'm mixed race. I try to reach out to the people at the mall. They booted me. Back to you. So the First Amendment thing, I don't know the right tactics, but if you go into a commercial place, they said doing this, talking about human trafficking, only the things that are going on, can't do that. And when I tell them the topic, it made them angrier. Do you have any? You've been here a while. Do you have any response to like that type of? Would you advise me to not do that stuff? Go into a place like?
Yeah, it's true. But
Okay.
if it's a public place, you can do anything with a camera. Basically, it should be able to.
Okay, even if it's a corporate.
Filming and like doing right here, it's a public place. You can do what you want to. But if you go into a private business, it makes a whole different thing.
It's different. So it's about where you're going. So the First Amendment stuff is about going to public places, non-businesses.
Yeah.
Where businesses, they can say, you're 86, you can't.
Something I learned, a lot of people just, I don't know where they get it from, and it's so ignorant, is, oh, you can't film me. You don't have no right to film me. Where do these people get that?
And they're being filmed by the cameras.
Yeah, they're everywhere. They film I think they said like you leave your house, you're going to be filmed at least 50 times.
Yeah.
Cameras everywhere.
Cameras.
And you're because you're holding an actual camera and you can see it. People are offended by it.
Yeah, it's seen as a threatening thing for some reason, especially if we start talking those issues.
Yeah.
They'll just subconsciously respond with a reaction. To my left is and fell into a traction for a staff member and crossed the line for trying to talk over email. Never was sexual. Never. It was trying to get her into the content of discussing, advanced topics.
Yeah.
And it was like a no-no. And the management was looking at the emails, and then they sat me down and said they looked at my emails and the nature of the emails, and they always word it that way. They don't talk about what was said, just the nature of the emails. Or I'm at Starbucks doing a podcast discussing war crimes, trying to the nature of what you're discussing, no bueno. So it's not necessarily the talking or the filming, it's the trigger words that they're responding to, and I need to be mature enough to know if that's going to happen. And what I'll do, and back to you, I'll go to Starbucks and share my thoughts down here at 80. I'm editing that part out. So I'm stalked by people online. So I lived in the Colorado mountains and came here 4 years ago during COVID because I was just in deep using satellite internet. Talking, the main thing is trying to do you want to comment about geopolitics? You can talk about anything you want, but do you want to talk about what's happening right now with Iran, Israel, Trump? I don't hate Trump people, I'm just non-political. And me and him have a lot in common, but I don't trust him or any of them. But we have a lot in common with talking about TikTok, China, mafia, organized crime, human trafficking, just on down the line. So I shouldn't fight Trump people, but I used to. What it is, I want them to like me and stop the political worship. I'm the guy local. When I was in Colorado, I was the dude. The thing is, I'm a short brown male, and in a world like this, get over the perceptions. I have books over there I'm an author on the solar flares. So I believe that our grid is about to face. And I came up to you. I'm talking a lot. I want to hear from you. You're in Israel. Do you want to say anything about geopolitics or politics?
I think what's happening right now is almost like biblical revelation. I'm not religious, but I'm just saying that this is scary right now.
How long have you felt this way?
Oh, well, it's
like the super serious feeling in the heart, like this took a really weird turn.
I've always said that there's going to be a war with Russia.
Right. You did?
and then you got the Middle East involved with it too. They said that's what they was going to have.
And
to
they're
do.
arming and allying bad folks out there, Russia. Yeah.
So it just looks like the end of the world, basically.
So you don't do Russia worship. You know the truth, that they're not our friends.
Yeah.
You know the truth. Thank you. A lot of people, that was my main topic, that they're not our friends. And then talking about what they did to Afghanistan, and that's bad energy. What they did, they destabilized that region before the bad guys came in.
Yeah.
You know, and you know that whole history. But a lot of American folks, they want to ignore Russia there first and act like the Taliban just popped out of nowhere. And that's not, you know, the Afghan had a government in the 50s and 60s where women were not looking like that. They were free. They had like coffee shops. So
I have a friend that
can I?
I have a friend that was from Iran, female, and she was during that free session where they could pretty much do like we're doing, the women here. You know, she had a job, she got out in public, she did. And then when the Ayatollah took over, he went back to the women had to cover and submit to the, you know, all this. And she was like, I've got to get out of here. This is not right. And I agreed with her, you know. Now, I'm not for everybody behave. You know, let's behave. There's other people out there. Don't step on toes. You know what I'm saying? But it's just, this is ridiculous. Telling somebody, they come over here and tell us they're going to reform to where they came. They're trying to get away from all that over there. And they come over here trying to change us to what they're over there. I'm like, no. If you want that, you go back over there.
I've tried to reach out to them at the mall. The people at the hijabs, they are the most terrified. And in my ancestry, you know, there's a spiritual side of their religion that they don't know. Just we don't know it. It's buried. You know, it wasn't always barbaric. That's all I got to say. There is a parallel with Christianity, and then nutcases took it over, mullahs and whatnot, and through Satan, and destroyed those regions. And I'm getting long-winded, but I really want to understand the history of what the evil one has done to those regions, to set them up, to control them through that religion, and then to steer them away from the spiritual side of their own religion. Has spiritual stuff about sins that they shouldn't do, and my dad, they're fake. They claim to be actually following their religion, but they're lying, and they're still abusing their women, and the women are very still subservient in America with the background will go out